What's going on, man? Maryland?
Man, she just really grates on my nerves sometimes.
Keeping tabs with you?
No, it's just, I don't know, like I take this call at the house and while I'm talking on the phone, she's asking me questions, trying to find out who it is. And then as soon as I tell her who it is, oh, she wants me to tell them this, and then I'm having to relay messages for her, and all of a sudden, it's no longer my phone call. I'm just this sort of medium in her phone call.
Jesus.
And I don't know. Maybe a normal guy it wouldn't bother. It's just, but I just get so fed up with it.
The longer you're with that girl, man, the more annoying she's gonna get. It's not her. It's just all women in general. They just eventually dig into your nerves. I think it's maybe just hanging out with them as long as you do, or maybe it's just women in general.
You got me, man. But Marilyn's just, she's got my number. She seems to know what it is to grate me, and she employs it. And then she makes me run over here and have to listen to tales about Antiques Roadshow. So you should, you know, consider having your comic books appraised.
I've got some good ones, man. You know, I've been collecting since I was a wee lad. I got like a Spider-Man one that's supposed to be worth something.
I bet.
Incredible Hulk.
Not to mention your 16 consecutive editions of Rin Tin Tin.
Now that is a collector's item, especially when they go color. I mean, it's just like, it just opens your eyes to Rin Tin Tin.
Like a whole new world.
You know what's funny about Rin Tin Tin is they never show them like shitting or anything, you know? Like, part of the dog's life is definitely shitting. I guess all humanity has to shit too, but...
Butt sniffing, I'm sure they left that out.
I know, it's always just this heroic stuff. You know, that's stuff that I kind of remember dogs to do. Which
yeah,
is,
he could get away with it.
I mean, he's a dog. He's got to be walked outside and...
What kind of dog is Rin Tin Tin?
I don't know, he's like the same thing Toto is, I think. What is that?
Small.
Lap dog.
Okay. A heroic lap dog.
I don't think I'd want to Rin Tin Tin as my dog, though, necessarily. I needed a dog that doesn't bark or doesn't shit. Do they make dogs like that?
You know, you could always find one that's about to expire and get a hold of a taxidermist and you know, an enterprising taxidermist and see what he can do.
That's what I need to do right there. So Roxanne.
Yeah, Mick?
Just got back from a funeral, incidentally.
Where, out of town?
Yeah, it was the East Coast, Norfolk, Virginia. For my great old Uncle Henry.
Did you know him?
Not really well. Great old Uncle Henry was, well, he was old. Just as far back as I can remember. Lived kind of far away too, so I didn't get to see him too often. There were some legends about his misogyny rolling around the memorial service.
Oh, really? Like what?
Well, there was one incident where he apparently coerced an attractive young Roman Catholic girl into some lascivious acts.
Such as?
She filleted him in a dining car bathroom.
Oh, great old Uncle Henry.
You know, and this wasn't, you know, the 1960s either. This is 1937, before the baby boomers. You know, people were like not dishing out blowjobs with any type of regularity back then. Yeah. Yeah. Great Uncle Henry, he just had it. He was simply daft.
I really should get going.
Oh, come on, you should stay a little bit longer. Listen, I got this new Donny Hathaway album last week.
Come on. Donny Hathaway.
What? You don't like Donny Hathaway?
No offense to a dead guy, but I prefer... My husband loves Donny Hathaway. Thinks he hung the fucking moon.
Keeping him waiting.
Charles Clifford Stanley.
Wait, Charles Clifford Stanley? Did his mother name him that?
I think y'all would have really hit it off, you know, if things were different.
They're not. You know, I knew you had a husband ever since we met. This whole city is a haven for the serial monogamous.
suppose, but why would you even...
I mean, what do I know?
Do you do this often?
Why would you ask me that?
It's just that I guess I think that...
I mean, well, what constitutes as often?
I would say often is more than...
Okay, I have. I've had before, but just recently, it's just been us. I mean, it was chance I was in that bar that night.
Providence.
I mean, people are supposed to cross paths, and then it's like their responsibility to do something.
Do what?
Something.
Yeah?
That was the very first time I'd ever been in that bar.
Seem like a regular.
And the second time I saw you, when I walked you home.
Which was very classy, if I hadn't already told you.
Well, thanks.
Well,
I had a dream about you.
did it end the way you expected?
This whole last year has just been nothing but a string of letdowns. Just a whole lot of what ifs. Not lonely, but depressive.
I told Charles
Your husband.
that I'd cook him dinner, which I don't do.
What's on the menu?
I don't know. I'll probably just end up ordering takeout.
Might do the same myself.
Well, it's been...
Are you leaving?
Yeah, in a minute.
Another routine.
Now we've graduated to a routine. Well, Mick,
Yes, Roxy.
only my grandmother calls me Roxy.
Well, more people should.
You know, you've really been...
What?
I'll be seeing you around. Just don't embarrass yourself tonight.